Very soon this will be the only horsepower on show at Pukekohe. But before the checkered flag drops for the final time and this iconic tarmac is silenced, there will be a flying farewell, a celebration of 6 incredible decades. For Simon Evans, the day will have double meaning as he marks McLaren Racing's 60th anniversary.
I mean, we all knew this moment was probably going to come eventually with Pukekohe closing up. But yeah, there's such rich history there, you know, for so many people, for so many different reasons. Pukekohe was Bruce's home track, you know, and now joining McLaren at Auckland as their brand manager moving forward. I think, you know, it's going to be really fitting to actually, for my last ever race at Pukekohe, to be in a McLaren 570S GT4 car.
Bruce McLaren was right here on pole in 1963 for Pukekohe's grand debut, the New Zealand GP. Alongside him, future world champions like John Surtees, Graham Hill, Jack Brabham and fellow Kiwi Chris Amon. Now, he didn't win that day, he didn't finish in fact, he retired, but the next year he was back and he won. And cheering him on that day, a young motorsport mad Ken Smith, who a year later was on this very grid.
And to wake up in the morning and decide you're going out to race in a race that those guys were in was a thrill of a lifetime.
Ken Smith would compete every year in the Grand Prix here at Pukekohe. In 1976, he won his first in a Formula 5000. He did it again 14 years later in this very car.
To win the New Zealand Grand Prix is what every man and his dog wants to win, especially because it meant so much being an FIA event to the point where we had overseas stars that were here. And to win that, that's something special, extra special.
So many of the world's greatest drivers have raced here on this tarmac. Sterling Moss, Jackie Stewart, Jimmy Clark, Denny Hulme, KK Rosberg, all Formula One world champions. And then the Kiwi champions, those great names like Palmer, like Lawrence, Baird, Riley, Dixon, Radisich, Oxton, McRae, Francevic, the Millens, and of course Van Gisbergen, McLaughlin and Murphy, Greg Murphy, the Puke monster, a hero to a generation of fans right here at Pukekohe.
But with car number 1 out of the picture, they stand up and applaud. What a win for Greg Murphy, and the Kiwis go absolutely crazy.
It's going to be a huge loss, and it's sort of one of those things that's going to only sort of sink in, I think, once the last event has taken part here at this wonderful venue that has just delivered over the years in so many memorable ways to do with cars and motor racing and the likes.
The Evans name is also inextricably linked with Pukekohe. Since it opened, 3 generations of the family have marshalled, raced and won here.
I mean, I remember just eating lots of punnets and hot chips when I was younger, obviously watching Dad race there, you know, watching all these cool cars, you know, come flying over the hill, you know, watching how fast they used to go into turn 1. I mean, one of my favourite spots to watch at any track is on the outside of turn 1 at Pukekohe.
You know, for so many racers and the fans, especially the ones on this hill, Pukekohe is so much more than just 2.9 kilometres of racetrack. To start with, it defines a town, and when the supercars were here, it was the biggest show in New Zealand. People love this place, no more than Owen Evans.
I put in my will that when I passed away, I wanted a funeral to be held at Pukekohe Race Circuit. And for many reasons. I grew up there as a kid, and my dad raced there, my boys raced there, Mitch and Simon, and it's just been a huge part of our family. I don't think a lot of people come to the reality yet, actually the track's going, you know. It's a bit like, you know, losing a loved one. You know, it happens, you're there, but it doesn't really sink in.
You know, at one stage this was the fastest permanent race circuit in Australasia, but now it's all coming to a stop. The track, the curbs, the catch fences, the pit buildings are all going. All that's left is 60 years of history. But what a sporting history. What other New Zealand sporting arena has attracted and witnessed so many sporting greats, world greats, in their absolute prime? Thank you, Pukekohe.